Alright, here we go, you guys. We're going to start off with The Emperor's New Groove. I don't know why I chose this movie. It is not even like my favorite movie, but it is a really good movie. And it's just, I notice it's overrated. Disney made some good movies, and there are a lot of other... I said overrated. Okay. Not overrated, underrated. Okay, that's... Yep, I'm already starting off just fine. Okay, yeah, but it's an underrated film. So the way I'm going to do all of my movie reviews, I'll do 2 postings. The first post will be a video about the plot and the story and the characters, about the cinematography and the lighting, all the good stuff that we love so much. And then the second video is going to be a frame by frame, going from one shot to another shot. Okay, from one frame to another frame. My goal is to stick to all animated films, but there will be some times where I might have to do some live action films, but I really don't want to do that. I just want to stick to animation. So I'll try to stick to animation. I really think this film is overrated. I keep saying overrated. What? It's underrated. It's an underrated film. No one knows. You know. And that being said, I don't even want to say spoiler alert because it's 2018 going on 2019. So if you haven't seen this movie, why are you even alive? Like, what have you done where you didn't see this movie? If you were born any time in the past 20, 30 years, you saw this movie. So I don't even want to say spoiler alert because you probably already saw it. But just in case you didn't already see it, you're about to see the whole thing, so let's not, go there, okay? Alright, so let's get to the overall plot, right? So we have the main character, Cusco. He is an arrogant emperor, and he goes on a journey with a kind comer named Pacha, and he's learning, by the end, how to be humble, right? So that's the overall, okay? That's the basic. But as we know, every film, every movie has a villain. And this villain is the Emperor's advisor, okay, Yzma. And then she also has a henchman because, even though she's amazing by herself, for some reason she has to have Kronk, aka The Rock Johnson, they seek revenge. And the reason why Yzma's seeking revenge is because she got fired.
Oh, and by the way, you're fired.
Fired? What do you mean, fired?
The reason why she got fired is actually her fault. Because he told her, alright, stop doing my job when I can do my job. So she got fired. So that's her fault, okay? But instead of going to HR like everyone else, she tries to kill him by poisoning his life, okay? But because she has Kronk, who is not the smartest, they failed at killing him, and instead they turned him into a llama. Yeah, a llama. Out of all the animals, this film chooses a llama. Okay. Alright, moving on. So then you have some side characters. These characters aren't really that important, but I wanted to point them out. One of them is Pacha's wife. Okay, I don't know if they ever said her name, and it's okay because she's the wife of Pacha. But she is ride or die, and I wanted to point that out. Like, she's down for the call. She's down for everything. Like, she is a hit first, ask questions later. I can't even speak. Yeah, she's a hit first, ask questions later type of person. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. Okay? First of all, she's not playing no games. Okay? She's ready to handle it for the family and for her husband. So I'm already down for her, number one. Then I also want to talk about her kids. And I'm going to start off saying they're superheroes. Okay? And let me tell you why. And this is a real quick side note. First of all, they're psychic because they knew exactly what was going on. They knew he was going to turn into a llama, and they knew he was in danger. So I think that's, first of all, psychic.
I had a dream that Dad
was tied to a log and was careening out of control down a raging river of death.
All right, it's okay.
It was awful.
It's okay, Tipo. Calm down. It was just a dream.
Well, in my dream, Dad had to kiss a llama. Yeah, like that would ever happen.
Ooh. All right.
And then, side note, super speed, because how in the world did they get from the top of their house or inside of their house to the bottom of the hill back and forth? Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, hashtag I'm just saying. Okay, and then you have the peasants and you have the emperor's people, right? Like super contrast, because the peasants, they seem to be more alive and more characterized and more like, you know, like happy. But then you have the emperor's people who are like there. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Okay, so let's just get into the cinematography, right? So first of all, overall, this film is very, very, very stylized, very beautiful, very, like, I said very a lot. Okay, I need to bring very back. Okay, I'm saying very way too much. Great camera shots. I noticed that all the angles are very, like, distorted and sometimes slightly distorted, but in most cases you have this extreme distortion and just going into the awkward and oddness of the fact that he went from human to llama. So I think they played with that whole idea very well. There are a lot of hard cuts, right? A lot of just straight cut, especially the waterfall scene. There's something really awesome about, it's such a small moment, but just the fact that he's able to play with the speed and the decision of, okay, should I go? Should I not go? What should I do? And then, boom, runs and gets the bag, and then camera shot. It just goes from close up to full shot to extreme full shot and then long shot, and then it just backs all the way up to the point where it's a close up again. Like, you can't get any better than that. So that's just fantastic. And I also noticed not too often do they keep the character right in the center. It's always just a little over to the left or a little over to the right, unless they're really trying to make a point. The character is never really centered, even when they're in the middle of the screen. So I thought that was like nice touch. Okay, so this is my favorite part. Okay, the lighting and the coloring. First of all, the overall color is very like muted. Like the colors aren't really that vibrant. Like the reds and the yellows, which are vibrant colors, still were kind of like muted down just a little bit. Probably the most vibrant section was the opening scene when you meet the main character Cusco, and he's like all, excited and dancing and just having a good time. That's when it's the most vibrant, and even then most vibrant, but even then it's still a little toned back. So like they really made a decision to mute the colors here. However, I noticed that red, purple, and gold is held on all the people of power. So you have Yzma and Cusco, all the people who have some type of royalty, some type of power, they're wearing these colors.
Right.
And I noticed that Cusco specifically is wearing red and gold, especially in the beginning. So it's really just heightening up his fire and his power. And then it's also representing the way he feels that he is, as opposed to what he actually is. He feels power, so he depicts that type of thing, and then it's shown in his clothing. But then you see the same thing with Yzma, who also is wearing the purple, royal type of colors to show that she, in her mind, and also in reality, is royalty. So they fit that. But then you have the contrast, which is the neutral colors, which is like the soft, muddy type green and the mustard yellows and the rustic brick orangey type situation. And I noticed it's the commoners and like the civilians, the peasants, if you will. Whereas blue, I'm noticing, serves for like a truly innocent and helpless. for instance, you have the old man in the beginning. He's so kind and so sweet, and he has no power whatsoever. You have the royal dresser and even the wife picker, like in the beginning, they're babbling and don't really know exactly what to do or to say, or they have no power over the person above them. Even the waiter, even though she has power in her personality.
Bless you for coming out in public. So that's 2 specials.
And an onion log. To split.
She's like kind of nonchalant about everything, so it's just very neutral color. But this is where it gets interesting, because even the guards are red and blue. So what I kind of got from it, the red is more like, okay, still they get the power because they're the guards to the emperor, so they have royalty in their status. But then they're blue because they're just doing their job. So they're just like neutraled out. But then Kronk is very interesting too, because he actually has all the colors. He has the yellow, the blue, and the purple, right? The yellow and the purple is the royalty, and the yellow meaning gold, obviously, because that's what this is. But then he also has the blue because really inside he's helpless and he's innocent. But he's following behind, obviously, his ruler, which is Yzma. So let's get into just a little bit of the kind of like scene to scene. Like the temple itself is massive. Okay, it's so massive that they couldn't keep it consistent, but it's perfect because the temple actually matches the massive, like, bold, distorted personality of Cusco. So the temple and that whole, like, kingdom matches him perfectly. And you can see it within the tall hallways. You can see it in the long and tall, like really large doorways and chairs and thrones. All those things are shown in this temple as an opposite to Yzma's lab, actually, because Yzma's lab is very like dark and not much furniture and all that stuff, even though it's in the same temple. And you wouldn't been able to know that because it's in the same building. There's a great transition from night to day when Pacha finally comes from the Emperor's temple and makes his way back to his home. And this beautiful transition from day to night is shown perfectly here. Then there's also this great scene when Cusco is realizing that he needs to be kinder and humble, and the lighting there and then the waterfall, you can really see that is the symbol of his change right in that moment. So that's a fantastic look right there. Also, I think the most beautiful thing in the entire movie is Pacha's home. It is the most decorative, so many like items and little knickknacks and pots and pans. It's one of the most beautiful forms of art I see in this film. The way they laid everything out, how they have like the wood carvings and how it looks like it's like in a tree house. Obviously, the house looks much bigger inside than it does outside, but it's a very, very beautiful style that they use there. Okay, literally my favorite part is pull the lever, Kronk.
To the secret lab. Pull the lever, Kronk. Wrong lever!
Huh?
Why do we even have that lever?
Why? First of all, why? Why? The fact that there's even 2 levers, I actually can't. Like, it's so unnecessary. So unnecessary. The fact that she even has 2 levers, I can't. And then confidently trust in Kronk to pull the correct lever. when she could just do it every time, knowing the one that's gonna keep. It's the best. It's the best part. Literally the best part. Overall, I think this film is very beautiful. I think it's super underrated. Okay, super underrated. But there are great films out there, and Disney made one of them here. This is probably the most like stylized, not the most traditionally Disney type of look, and I think that's why it stands out so well. So, look, I think we did a great job here. Thanks for your patience. I know, but didn't say anything. Anyway, I will be definitely getting back to you guys with another video soon, and soon you'll see the frame by frame, shot by shot video as well. Please write in the comments what ideas you might have, or what film you want to see next, or just try to keep it in the animation world. But let me know what you think, and then let me know what video you want to do next. See you guys soon.
Stupid.
Let's end this.
Ladies first.
What are you doing? I know you're not about to leave without liking or sharing or something. I know you see that red button. You better subscribe to my channel. See you soon.